Rugby seasons across the globe are starting to cook.
Here on the Rugby Network, there is so much hotting up on both sides of the pond. After Northampton Saints sadly missed out on getting their hands on the European Cup, the attention for English rugby's top sides goes towards Gallagher Premiership. The race to the playoffs is on, the last round of regular season action, and all things are to play for.
As for here in the US, the MLR conference tables are wildly tight. 7 points separate top spot in the West from the bottom, and in the East, it is all to play for to make that Final Four.
Let's just talk about the East, because we've had some heat from our friends in the capital. Old Glory DC, lack of being picked, lack of respect on the power rankings, and altogether lack of credit for some of their big results. Well, they got a big one against the Free Jacks last weekend, and we want to settle any ill feeling. We like DC, so we brought on the show USA Eagle and Old Glory DC star prop Jack Iscaro to settle things down.
And in the MLR Rundown, we'll be giving our hot takes as to who is making the playoffs and how the power rankings are shaping up. Wah, wah, wah. Shock, Will's under heat again.
What's wrong with the power rankings? Well, in other news with USA Rugby, CBS Sport, Paramount Plus is the new home for USA Rugby and World Rugby.
Hello and welcome back to the Rugby Rundown. I am one of your hosts, Alex Corbisiero, and joining me as always is Will, the Thrill, Hooley, and Shock. There's a lot to talk about today, Will, but first off, welcome back. Good to see you again. A week apart, it was tough. No, it was great for me.
Stop it. Come on. How was it? I know you went back to the UK.
It was pretty special, mate. I went back to the UK. I don't want to say too much, but my sister obviously had her baby, and it's my first time uncle, and it was very special, very special. I knew Corbisiero female and the family close to my heart. Someone I got to protect for the rest of my life.
Oh my God, I can only imagine you're going to be that uncle.
I'm up for the task, yeah. Don't mess with
that
Izzy.
Bad Boys feeling, you know, like in the film Bad Boy. Yeah, you're going to be, interesting who she maybe meets in later life.
100%.
Well, look, I tell you what, I was also busy, not across the pond, but here in the US, in one of the biggest, largest sporting events in the world. I went to the Indy 500, man. Very, very cool. I'm not really a motorsport guy, but different gravy when you've got 350,000 people rocking up.
They let you in.
Place.
They let you in.
What do you mean they let me in?
I just didn't think you'd fit with the typical indie crowd, you know?
Well, I can fit in any crowd. Look at me, I'm fine. It was amazing.
I know, I've always wanted to go. I remember NBC were definitely covering it, and I'd see it like at the studios when I was there. Lee Diffie, who was our rugby commentator, used to commentate on as well. And so it was really cool getting to like see how big a deal that is.
It is a massive deal, and like the whole obviously Memorial weekend aspect of it all, seeing the Black Hawk helicopters coming round on the show parade, very cool. And actually, talking of Memorial Day, for us that was yesterday. We're recording this a little bit later, obviously in remembrance, of course, to those who've fallen and all things like that. So this show is on Thursday, so we're a little day later, but I'm sure people understand.
Absolutely, and I hope you all had a very special Memorial Day. And like Will said, a huge shout out to all of those that have given their lives so we can be free, so we can do things like this today, enjoy ourselves. Thank you for your service. Our heart goes out to you.
Absolutely, of course. Bang on there. Right, let's bring it back to rugby action. Let's get into it because there is plenty to get through, as always. I want a quick mention on rugby. We do record the studio in the studio here in San Diego. Quick shout out to the San Diego Mustangs.
Whoop, whoop.
There we go, the high school club national champions. And big credit, of course, Jed Holloway, who been on the show, obviously San Diego Legion player. He coaches that team, helps coach that team. Great stuff.
We'll take it. Really good stuff. It's a great program. So much talent of SoCal rugby, youth rugby going on, and talents like Spencer Hunley in there. You know, who's in his third year of the US Under-20 sort of bracket. You know, they're a special team and then deserved winners. We're very proud of them.
Very proud indeed. Congratulations, guys. Everyone involved. Premiership. Because mentioned in the cold opening, it's the last round coming up, of course, on the Rugby Network, TRM Plus. And then it's that race towards the top four. Quick reminder of those fixtures that are coming up. It's a Super Saturday. It's all going on at once.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be so tight. Exeter versus Sale, Gloucester versus Saints, Leicester versus Newcastle, Bristol against Harlequins, and then Saracens against Bath. Corbs, like, looking at the league table, So much needs to go in favour. Maybe a result here for Saracens helps out them. They obviously need to win their game as Bath, but Bristol, I mean, I can't really put it all together, man. Like, I really can't understand who's going to make it.
It's going to be close, mate. If I was going to bet, I think Gloucester beat Saints after the come down of that big final.
They're down now, aren't they?
The only one is if Bristol slip up at Harlequins, but I don't think so. And then I do think Saracens could beat Bath here. Bath are home and dry.
And Bath have got the clinch.
Yeah, and they've had a European final themselves as well. And I don't think they're going to roll their big pieces out with what's coming after that. So for me, that probably means, Sarries miss out.
Oh, okay,
Because I think Bristol Gloucester should win. And Gloucester win still might miss out. It's only going to be if Bristol lose. Either, Gloucester or Sarries might sneak in. But I think Gloucester will win. It's just going to be, can Bristol not slip up against Harlequins at home? Harlequins haven't got much to play for there as well.
Maybe when they're most dangerous, though.
Yeah, I know, because they're a no fear Marcus Smith type of band team. So, who knows? It's going to be fun.
I think, actually, looking at the table, I think it finishes like that because I think Sale win in their game when they play Exeter away. I think they get that. I think Bristol win at home. And I think Leicester, obviously, I do think wins. So I think it finishes as that top four. Yeah,
I think that's a safe bet. And the only one I see slipping up is the Bristol. I think the others are pretty set in stone.
Quins.
Just
love that.
Quins are a bogey team. They can go big. Yeah,
and
then Gloucester would make it. But I think that's your top four. Well, yeah, Dom Waldock, George Skivington, all the lads.
I'm about to say there's something else in that as well. Well, look, that's all happening on TRN Plus. And a reminder that all the playoffs, so the semi-finals and the final, are on TRN Plus. So make sure you get your GPR ticket, or make sure you remember with TRN Plus because it's all there, Corbs. Right, coming up after this, we're jumping out into the next block because it is MLR. Yeah, that's also getting wildly contested, and we also need to speak to a certain individual because they feel that maybe we've been a bit harsh on them.
I'm sick of all these crybabies.
MLR Rundown coming after this. Major League Rugby is 15 weeks done. Done. And we're only a month away from the championship final, which is a bit terrifying in many respects. And I'm sure, obviously, when we
I'm very aware, Will.
When we talk about power rankings and who we think might be in the playoffs, San Diego, I'm fascinated to know what you'll be saying there. But here's a quick look at some of those Week 15 results. The ones that really stand out for me, Corbs, are Seattle. They're firing. They got the win against Houston, 14 points to 9. And DC, to be fair,
that's big.
That's a big win. They've actually gone back to back against DC this year, beating them at home and away.
I know. That's a big dub.
It's almost like you regret saying.
No, I think it's like for the playoffs, mate. That makes Old Glory like red hot. You know what I mean? The show they can win in Quincy, like that's impressive.
It is impressive. The other results there as well. Obviously, Anthem, unfortunately, still no win. Chicago getting the win there, 33-19. Utah holding on 31-28 against NOLA, and then LA holding on 26-20. But before we get into the mix of the ins and outs, I want to come back to DC because they haven't been happy with us. We've had a few comments from certain individuals, players, fans, even partners of the players as well. We understand, but they're not happy with us.
I just want to say for the record, all right. I picked Free Jacks by 3 at home. Is that not like respect to Old Glory that means it's a pick-em game, but you'd maybe just lean to the home team, which obviously was wrong. But I take a little bit of offence to that sourness that I'm sensing over here at the moment. A very good sports psychologist when I was at England once told us you have two choices. You can either be a fighter or a victim. All right?
Like it.
And I'll always be a fighter. Don't be a victim, Old Glory, all right? It'll cut you loose. You're on the run. You're on the rumble. This is your year. Don't be a victim. Be a fighter.
Well, let's give them their time. Let's make sure we get their voice on because I spoke earlier to good buddy, USA Eagle, and what a standout prop in the US for some years now. And he's going well with DC. They got a great win against Free Jacks. I sat down with Jack Iscaro. Yes, we've got Old Glory's Jack Iscaro, and I have a big smile on my face because it's very good to speak to our friends at Old Glory, particularly you, my man. I know nothing's personal. I know things have been said by certain fans or certain people within Old Glory that Corbs and I don't pick you guys enough. But fair play, off the back of an amazing win against the Free Jacks, you're going up the rankings, the power rankings, that is. We should be crediting you, man. Well done. How does it feel at the moment in camp?
Things are going well, and I got to say, it feels good to hear you say it. But winning has been fun, and we're in a good place for this final kick.
Talk to me. You said a little bit off air. You're just like, actually, we like it when people go to, say things against us or don't pick us or things like that. We're just trying to build the narrative, man.
No, it's like we said. I mean, it's fun to have people talking about it in general, and to have a bit of debate in the morning when you're coming in for a Tuesday session and you're trying to find some motivation, and somebody pulls it up. No, it's funny. It's nothing serious, obviously, but it's good. I think it's good for the sport.
I love it. Please tell me that Jammer is the one pulling them up and using it as...
He's always got it ready. It's like he's got to have it on... he's got it saved or something.
Oh, I love that. I love that for him. I love it for you guys. When literally, talking of you guys doing really well, that win against the Free Jacks, getting the double over them, which is pretty amazing this year. In third at the moment in the East, what is going right at DC? What is that feeling I mentioned earlier about, is there a thought that you could genuinely get this Eastern Conference under your belt?
I mean, we always say it's better to be, hunting, and we want to chase down we want to go for the top, right? And so we were never thinking about settling for just making the playoffs, and we're in pursuit of it. I think we've got 2 games left. Everything's close. It's anybody's ball game, and like as you saw, we won and dropped in the rankings, right? So it's that close, and the next 2 weeks matter, and it's one game at a time.
Talk about some of the guys who have come in this year as well. I look at someone like Jason Emery, who's playing himself at 10 at the moment. Jason Robertson out injured, your sort of star 10. Who are the guys that have come in that has really sort of picked it up maybe and taking you to another level? Yeah,
I mean, Chase Emery obviously have played against him for years and always really respected him as a player and thought that he had that edge that you love to see out of a back. And for us this year, obviously he's had to fill the role of Jace Robertson and play really probably out of his best position. But, as you've seen, he's controlled the middle third so well. And he's been pulling all the strings, and we've rallied around him, and we're going well. I think outside of him, a guy like Cali Martinez has been with the team, but to see how well he's grown into his role and to be really becoming a dominant force on the field is great. And probably the quiet guy, but has done so much for us, is probably Steph in the midfield.
Steph Hughes, great sign.
He's a workhorse, and I mean, I don't know how many 80-minute games he played, but he's just relentless, and he's so good on defense for us.
And in terms of for you as well, your development, you're one of those OGs at DC now, with the Eagles as well. I mean, have you really felt like this is almost your home team? You're not going anywhere. Is there a real sense that things are building at Old Glory?
I mean, you take it season by season, right? Like, we're in pursuit of winning, and I think you just want. I mean, having been in the MLR this is my 6th season now, it's like you realize how special each opportunity is, and you're only going to get that team for that year. So obviously there's always big plans in place, but just very focused on this year and trying to go 1 step further, 2 steps further than we have been.
And it's a big contest this weekend coming up. LA on fire, man. Like, I'm not going to lie, their attack is the best in the league. It's certainly how it operates, and they have plenty of threats. What are you looking at? I know it's a cross-conference battle, but you're right. Every single game now in the last couple of weeks of the season matters. What are you expecting from them, and what are you guys going to have to do to counter it?
They're an unbelievable attack, and we saw that in our first meeting with them. I mean, the points were unbelievable, and we came out second best. So I think we need to back our defense. We need to keep our momentum going, and at the end of the day, look to set piece as well as obviously one of our strengths. So try to exploit what we can there.
Now, taking this a little bit away from MLR, because I know a lot's going on and it's all up for grabs. But for you as well, like, this is a big year with the Eagles coming up, a World Cup qualification as well. You know, how are you looking at? It's been a busy MLR season, but you know what's to come ultimately. Yeah,
no, it's in the back of your head. I think sometimes it's almost like the MLR is a nice mental escape from that, but it's always in your head, you know, what we're building. And really the guys that have been there with Scott for the last 2 years, it's something we've been building towards, and just excited and eager for the opportunity. Kind of well, obviously hope to be involved, but you certainly excited for the opportunity.
And I mean, I want to almost say, what would be more worthwhile, qualifying for the World Cup this year or winning the MLR? But that feels like a harsh question.
I don't think let's go for both. You know, I don't know. Hopefully, I think they're fairly separate, but at the same time, it's you'd like to see both of those go down well.
I'm sure they will, man. Well, look, we appreciate you jumping on. I stress, we are Old Glory fans. We just haven't always seen you guys in your finest form. You're coming to your finest form now, so we're behind you. You know, we like you guys.
Hey, I mean, it's never too late to jump on the bandwagon. So if that's what you're doing, I'm.
Love it, Jack. Thanks so much for coming on. Good luck this weekend against LA for the rest of the season. You're going for glory.
Cheers, thank you.
So good to hear from Jack. And all jokes aside, I just have to say, obviously plays my former position. He's probably one of my most favourite looseheads in the league. I think he's right up there, if not up there, as the best scrummaging loosehead. I love just the style of rugby he brings, that true sort of Italian-esque, you know, macho sort of proper. I do love it, and I really have a lot of respect for him and think he's one of the best.
Well done, mate. Are we getting back in our box?
Yeah.
Anyway, look, so I tell you the one place where we're outside our box, and that's the Power Rankings.
Mate, you might stinker with them this week.
I tell you what, the independent adjudicators are having an interesting time. I think what they've done, they've really tried to settle some debates that have been happening recently in terms of who has been producing good performances, who's in the top 5, who's maybe in the bottom 5, even though teams might have won. Unfortunately, as it was said, those who are on the ascent means that some teams have to be on the descent.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. Looking at that now, Corbs, in terms of the power rankings, a reminder, this is just on form and other correlations.
I'm trying to give you a straight face.
RFCLA on the top. Please enlighten me as to what you're thinking.
Okay, so LA won at home just against a rotated/rested Miami team that flew across the country. It was a nail-biting finish, and that jumps them 3. Not that it wasn't a good win, but a 3 win.
Beaten in May. They went away to Chicago on a Monday.
Yeah, the Chicago win I'm fine with.
Really?
You should have bumped them 3 for that.
Don't say it was me.
3 for LA? That's why I'm like, bro, where's your mathing coming from? Do I have to get a calculator out for you and retype, or what's going on?
Los Angeles have been on fire in May. Billy Meeks has made sure that we're very aware.
Yeah, I think you're folding to Billy's trolling. That is what I actually believe. I believe Billy trolls us. Billy, we picked you to win, mate, and you won.
No,
all right, number 1, and then number 2, Will, you're folding to that. Don't let Billy Meeks bully you, all right?
I'm not folding to it.
He's good at influencing referees, but he's not influencing us.
For those who are listening, LA are at the top of the power rankings, Anthem at the bottom. In the top 3...
But Utah won, they're down 3.
Houston, we've got New England. But then it gets interesting. Seattle been in unbelievable form recently. What a win against Houston. That was a fantastic win, a late try in the end that got them over the line there. And then DC, spoke to Jack Iscaro, like, man, they're firing. Unfortunately, Chicago, okay, they've been going well this season overall. They haven't had the best month. And even that game against Anthem, 33-19, it wasn't perfect in many ways. And then for Utah, I had that game against NOLA. yes, they scored their points in the first half, but in the second half, Nola will be kicking themselves that they lost that game.
I agree.
So therefore, that is why there's a bit of changing. And I suppose, I do want to move this now on a little bit towards then the official, a reminder, the official league standings. I think people think these are the official league standings.
I hope not.
The official league standings. Let's talk about the West. Between Houston on 48 points, and then you've got San Diego on 41 points. Everyone's played the same amount of games now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, and good luck for you trying to get your heartbeat down on this.
Yeah, it's knife-edge stuff. Unfortunately, San Diego, we threw away too many games this season. We're in a tough position, and also you've got to credit the other teams that got good results. Seattle, LA, Utah, all winning, obviously makes it very dicey in the West for us. I do think it's all to play for. I think,
100%.
I think it could go any way, and I think all we can do as San Diego Legion is control the next game against Miami. If we can perform there, we have a chance. If not, I would like to think we start to slip. Utah.
Well, Utah, interestingly, will play LA in the last round.
Yeah, I know.
In Utah.
I know.
So that's where it becomes and Seattle have some home games to finish off as well. So it could be that LA against DC this week, that's a tough game.
That is a tough game.
And then
I don't know how to call
Utah,
that one.
it could be that I don't know, man. Who's
Seattle have Free Jacks as well, which is a tough game in Quincy as well, especially after they lost at Quincy. It could go, honestly, it could go any way.
Right, in the East. The East is more locked up. You're looking at Free Jacks, Chicago, DC, Miami. Do Nola have a chance? I mean, they technically have a chance, but do they?
No, not to make the playoffs, I think.
Not to make the playoffs. Miami, massive game at San Diego Friday.
Huge game, mate. Huge
game. My goodness.
Huge game.
My goodness.
I think if they take away 3 points, they can't lose, right?
Yeah.
I think they said on your broadcast,
yeah, literally,
or maybe 4 points. Sorry, my bad.
Then
4 points, then they can't be
up.
beat over the 2. Because I think again on the broadcast you're on, I think Ben said a bonus point win today would guarantee qualification. So they got 1, so that means there's 4 points. I'm assuming get you to that point.
And the other thing for Nola as well, they have the Free Jacks last game of the season at home, but the Free Jacks are now they're going to have to win all their games. They want to keep in the top 2.
A motivated Free Jacks is not a great way.
So
to finish.
I think I will give DC credit where it's due. I think New England take top. I think the potential for I'm going to see how it is. I think it's New England, Chicago, DC, Miami.
I think New England. I'm not sure on DC and Chicago. That's a coin toss for me. And then Miami, yeah.
So what we've worked out here on the Rugby Rundown is we have absolutely no idea.
No.
It's a complete...
And if Old Glory cry about that prediction, you're in the victim mindset. I'm telling you guys.
Make sure you go and see our Crystal Ball Challenge because that continues. That's obviously happening on our social media. Do leave those comments. We love it. Deep down.
We really do.
Top 5 of the MLR from week 15 coming up next. At number 5, we are going to go to Seattle because it was a very important win against Houston and it was a try by Nick Boyer. God, he's gone well since he's been there. But it was set up calls. You'd love this. Juan Pablo Saiz giving it to Cameron Orr. The props doing the assisting. The scrum half finishes it off. Nick Boyer at number 5.
And number 4 takes us to NOLA, where Tatamaki finished off an absolutely sensational break. Individual brilliance there. We love to see it.
Yeah, not the result for NOLA goal, but a heck of a try. At number 3, it also wasn't the result for the Free Jacks, but to be fair, on Conradin, the Namibian international, finished off this brilliant try, nearly going all the way of 50 metres. He was there right at the end to pick up going over the line, but that was a well-worked try by the Free Jacks against DC.
And number 2 brings us back to Quincy, but this time it is Old Glory DC. No complaining, DC, because this was a sensational try finished by Connor Buckley. A real team effort. We love to see it.
It was very good. Well done, DC. But at number 1, we're going to give it to Chicago because this was special. The counter-attack, not just, it was by everyone, but started with Tim Swill, brilliant from the back. The passing, the offloading, finished off by Canadian Noah Fletch. That was very good rugby to watch. So Chicago and Noah Fletch get our number 1.
Well, that's the final whistle. We've made it.
Thank you, mate.
We made it
We've
through
done
the
it.
show. Rugby is cooking around the world, and we just cleaned the kitchen. So well done, buddy.
And I think we also cleaned up with Jack Iscaro and DC.
I hope so.
I hope so. Not sure.
I'll see you in 2 weeks anyway when I see them.
Oh,
So we'll find out.
We'll find out, indeed.
Fist up, Chuck Norris style, I'll be ready. But no, that is it for us on the Rugby Network. But before we go, just a reminder that Gallagher Premiership Rugby is on TRN+. It is the final round and then into the playoffs. You don't want to miss a minute of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sign up, get ready for it, and stay tuned as well. MLR action that is also on the Rugby Network as the week goes on, wherever you're watching around the world. Corbs, good to have you back. It's a big month ahead.
It's been good. And lastly, Will, one last shout out as a happy Memorial Day, and we really send all our love out to all our fallen veterans who make ourselves safe.
Well said. See you next week.